Okay, there we go. Thank you. Good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to open up the meeting.
In accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, the Board Secretary has forwarded notice of this meeting for advertising by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on the Secaucus Town Hall on the bulletin board of the Board of Education Administration Building, as well as notice being provided to the Bergen Record, Jersey Journal, and the district website.
No flag. No flag. Let it go.
Sorry. Roll call.
Mr. Bolognino,
Present.
Ms. Diodata,
Present.
Mr. Barry,
Present.
Mr. Diombre,
Present.
Dr. Farinola,
Present.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Present.
Ms. Howard,
Present.
Mr. Lewis.
Present.
Approval of the minutes of February 15th, 2024.
I make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of February 5th, 2024.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry, Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
I abstain. I was not present.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Correspondence.
No correspondence.
Acting Superintendent report.
Good evening. I'd like to begin by welcoming, tonight we're going to be hiring a lot of new employees. We're very excited about those hires. And second thing I'd like to talk about is our special services program. As the school year ended, we had to put Stephen Vigiani in charge of the department in an interim role for us. And he and Lisa Blanchard, with their entire staff, have done a phenomenal job in the last few weeks of just getting things back to moving forward. I'm very proud of them, and I appreciate that whole department. We had a meeting with our child study team. We've hired a number of new people in the department, including new speech therapists, which we're very excited about them joining us. So a lot of things I'm very, very happy about. And I can't thank Stephen Vigiani and like I said, Lisa Blanchard and the entire summer school staff for all they've done for us. Getting prepared, we're going to be starting the new school year with over 40 new people. And I've had a chance to meet all of them. Tonight we'll be posting a few more positions. We have a few more openings. And hopefully we'll have the people in place soon so that in the August meeting we can say we are fully staffed. That is our goal. STEM, we have a STEM opening. We're hoping that we can fill that. That's a very important part of our curriculum. And I have to say that our transportation department, they jumped right into work, and they're taking over for Debbie Zapolich, and we are recruiting bus drivers. That's another thing that we would hope that we could have more people join us. So, moving forward, it's really about opening the schools. And, we only have about 6 weeks, so we have a lot of work to do. But the supervisors, the principals, I met, I give Felicia a lot of credit, although her last name changed to her marriage. So it's all C's now running the show. Everybody's last name I refer to as C. And, it's amazing how quickly they put together the new teacher program and the opening for professional development and how we're going to open the schools. They are ready to go. So I give them a lot of credit. And, I see Felicia here tonight. And, you know, I have to say, I'm very, very comfortable and very proud of our leadership right now. And we'll be talking about some things moving forward, but it's an exciting time, you know, a lot of new people, but a lot of very good people that are joining us. So I hope we're looking forward to it. And thank you to the board for saying yes. You know, I know it's not easy, and I still don't know how you do this. I don't volunteer much. I gotta lie about this. I volunteered when I was a carpenter, Christmas in July, they called it. So you know, you go somewhere and then you build something in a day. It's pretty interesting. But I would say I would probably never be a member of a board of education. So I give you guys a lot of credit, you know, and I'm being honest. I don't know how you do it. And then we're asking you to vote on things, and you got to trust the fact that I know what I'm doing. And you know, sometimes, you know, I hope I do, but I think I do. But we come to conclusions, and maybe we're doing this right together. I don't know, but you know, I thank you for the support that you've given us. I really mean it, you know. And it was nice to meet a lot of you. You know, I just told Tom DeSocio, who is a member of the NJEA, right? I said, listen, I'm not the enemy, you know, and he laughed because, you know, I'm not. But sometimes we got to make decisions that aren't fun, right? So I appreciate what we're doing together, you know, and I've gotten to know you, and I still would honestly tell you I'll never run for a board of education. You know, I promise myself I would never be a superintendent, which I'm not. I'm an acting superintendent, but I never thought I'd be sitting here. But it has been a very enjoyable 3 months, and I hope that we do really good things to open these schools and people are excited about this school year. I really hope so. And I guess it's my job to do that, so I'll be getting ready to do that. So thank you.
Yes. Yeah, the HIB.
All right, I have to read one of the HIBs. So we have one that was unfounded, okay? Everybody okay with that?
I make a motion to accept the harassment, intimidation, bullying findings as reported by the acting superintendent and are available at the administrative offices for review.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes. So in addition to that HIB, I have another one. I have a recommendation to affirm the HIB decision on 262-928 SMS 03212024, following a hearing before the board.
Second.
Call the roll.
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
I recuse. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I recuse.
recuse.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Business Administrator Board Secretary report.
Yes, tonight I do have one resolution that will be added to the agenda. It's Resolution R 1.45. It's approval to accept the acting superintendent's recommendation to withhold the employment and adjustment increment of an employee whose name is on file in the superintendent's office. That's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Grace. Public forum agenda items? Nothing? Okay. Governance Committee, personnel?
This month, we have many, many new hires getting ready for the school year to start,
extracurricular and coaching stipends also are on this agenda. I make a motion to accept the recommendation of the acting superintendent to approve and adopt resolutions R 1.01 through R 1.45.
Second.
Discussion?
We have a motion too, right? And motion
Oh,
M
I'm
1.01.
M 1.01.
Discussion?
Sorry.
Call the roll?
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Under policy and regulations, we have many revised mild updates to policies. I'd like to make a motion to accept the recommendation of the acting superintendent to approve and adopt resolutions R 2.01.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll?
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Education Committee Curriculum?
Nothing to report, as we did not meet this month. We will be voting on the Safe Return Plan and the Student Handbook. I'd like to make a recommendation to approve and adopt Resolution R 3.01 through R 3.05 as described below.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll?
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
There's nothing for Special Services, Operations Committee, Finance?
We have nothing to report this month as we did not have a meeting. One of the larger resolutions that we are adopting tonight is our paraprofessional service provider contract. I would like to accept the recommendations of the Business Administrator Board Secretary to approve and adopt resolutions R 5.01 through R 5.13.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll?
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
On Resolution R 5.01, approval of the check register, I recuse myself on the payment to Reed Academy and vote yes on all other resolutions.
thank you. Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Safety, Security, Buildings and Grounds?
So for safety, security, buildings, and grounds, again, we didn't have a meeting this month, so I would like to accept the recommendations of the Business Administrator Board Secretary to approve and adopt resolutions R 6.01 as described.
Second.
Discussion? Call the roll?
Mr. Bolognino,
Yes.
Ms. Diodata,
Yes.
Mr. Barry,
Yes.
Mr. Diombre,
Yes.
Dr. Farinola,
Yes.
Ms. Gonzalez,
Yes.
Ms. Howard,
Yes.
Mr. Lewis.
Yes.
Ad hoc, there are no committees to report on. I just would like to say for athletics that all of the fall sports schedules are online to view. Public forum? General?
Good evening. I'm Stephen Fogarty. I'm the attorney for the district. This meeting is open to the public for the purpose of addressing any subject matter that is pertinent to and/or directly related to the operation of the Secaucus Public School District. Residents wishing to speak on such items must sign the register provided for this purpose and are required to state their names, addresses, and subject matter. The board may or may not respond to issues raised by members of the public at the time they are raised, but will provide a response if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous, mindful of the rights of other individuals when speaking. Please note that the board will not respond to comments regarding students or board employees in light of the privacy rights held by those individuals. Moreover, the board discourages comments about such individuals and will not be responsible for those comments. Members of the public who choose to speak during this public session should carefully consider their comments, since they could be held personally liable for any statements they make. Your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you.
Anthony Grenier.
Good evening, everyone. Happy summer. Anthony Grenier, I live at 798 Fish Street, Secaucus, New Jersey. Mr. Voorhees, I want to second the comments that you made earlier about the staff, the special education department here in Secaucus, especially that of Lisa Blanchard. She's an excellent teacher. She's, I believe, is going to do excellent in her new role as well. The aides that I have gotten to know as well, along with the principal, I think that, you know, on the ground, they're doing a great job, and I'd like to second that, what you said earlier. I think that Mr. Vigiani also, in the role that he's at, is, you know, doing what he can, and Mr. Voorhees, again, I want to thank you for, you know, stepping in the role that you have, and, you know, with the limited time that you have had with us, just to see and hopefully help move this district in the right direction. With that said, I do want to address the board this evening about the lack of an integrated and inclusive program for our children in Secaucus with an IEP, but tonight focusing specifically on grades K through 6. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or the IDEA, requires that every school district provide its students with an IEP with a free and appropriate public education in the least restrictive environment. Currently, it's our understanding that Secaucus does not have such an integrated and inclusive program for its students grades K through 6 with an IEP. Our understanding of what Secaucus currently provides those students is this. Students for which an integrated and inclusive classroom is the least restrictive environment are placed in a segregated special education classroom for their core curriculum, and then permitted to push in to general education for lunch, recess, gym, music, and other non-core curriculum subject matters. The children then receive the related services during that push-in time. So this so-called integrated and inclusive model opens the town up to potential legal liability for failing to provide its students with an IEP whose individual needs allow for instruction in a general education program with additional support with, in fact, a free and appropriate education in the least restrictive environment. After reviewing tonight's agenda, it appears that Secaucus has still not yet replaced its vacancies at the superintendent, the director of special education, and the director of curriculum and instruction in the permanent positions. The people ultimately hired for these positions must prioritize bringing Secaucus in compliance with the federal IDEA law no later than 2026-2027 school year, which admittedly is when my daughter starts kindergarten. The good news is that this deficiency is relatively easy to fix. Yes, it will cost more money than what the town is currently spending on its inadequate program. However, the district should not run into the same problem that caused it to give back the pre-K grant, because by definition, we'd be integrating our students with IEPs into pre-existing general education classrooms, therefore not running into the same problem of the space that we were not able to acquire for the pre-K students. To properly implement an integrated and inclusive program here in Secaucus, I would first suggest the board carefully rewatch the presentation by Carrie Goldstack given to this board at the February 2024 board meeting, which I think the board just approved the minutes of tonight. Not only does it provide a wonderful overview of the benefits of a proper inclusive program to all students, not just those with IEPs, but also provides a roadmap for effective implementation. I would like to highlight some possible proper program models for this board. First, a single classroom taught by both a general education teacher and a special education teacher, with an appropriate number of teacher aides and appropriate student-to-teacher ratio for integrated classrooms. 2, a single classroom taught by one teacher who is certified in both general and special education, with, again, an appropriate number of teachers and teacher aides, and appropriate teacher-to-student ratio for an integrated classroom. 3, a program model after New York's SEIT program, and that's S-E-I-T, where a teacher certified in special education is assigned to approximately 2 classrooms, where he or she splits their time, supports the general education teacher in their instruction, and provides direct support to the students with IEPs to obtain the student's learning goals, along with an appropriate number of teacher aides and an appropriate student-to-teacher ratio for integrated classrooms. There are other districts in New Jersey that have appropriate integrated and inclusive programs that the district can and should consult when implementing its own program. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Admittedly, implementing any one of these necessary programs will cost money. Money for additional teachers and teachers' aides, or higher salaries for teachers that are dual certified in both special education or general education. But this board must prioritize the issue and reapportion funds to allow for the implementation of an inclusive and integrated program in Secaucus grades K through 6. I brought the issue of funding to the mayor and the town council during the meeting last month and was informed that if the school board needs additional funds, they have to ask the town and make its case to reapportion the funds to generate, they have to ask the town and make its case to reapportion the funds generated by the town's current taxes and or to request an increase in taxes up to a maximum of 2% each year for school funding. From my conversation with the mayor and the town, it sounds like they are interested and amenable to hearing these requests. It is now incumbent upon you as the board to either find the funds in your current budget or to advocate to the town for an increase in funds, either through reapportionment or through raising taxes. Speaking of funding, I would like to close with this one final question. The district did receive the federal Diversity, Inclusion, and Equity Grant approximately November 2023 of last year. I would like to know what, if anything, is being done to use that money to potentially further an integrated and inclusive program here in Secaucus. It does, Mr. Fogarty. Okay. Thank you.
So one thing I want you to understand, and everybody, I guess, that's listening or watches this, we're evaluating everything. Every single thing is being evaluated. So any programs that we feel we can move forward with to make this place the best it could possibly be, we're going to do. And when it comes to special education, as anyone knows, least restrictive environment is always the goal. And as the children in Secaucus, as we track them through, our goal is to get them where they need to be. It's always going to be. And hopefully we'll have any programs that could make us better in place as soon as possible. We are working very hard on budget. We're working hard on bringing in the right people to help us get to where we want to be. And we do want this to be, quite honestly, the best place it could be. We're getting closer.
And regarding your question about the grant, I could have Grace email you. Can you send an email? Okay. Can you give me your email before you leave? Oh, you have it. Okay. All right. We'll email you. Okay. Good. I need to make a motion to go back into executive session quickly. We can even just step right out here for
negotiations.
yeah, for negotiations. It'll take 2 minutes.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yep. sorry, back to the meeting. Board comments? Board comments? No? Okay. Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Yep.
Good night, everyone.